Hello, I am Lincoln. Around a month ago, I did this discussion about which of the Links in The Legend of Zelda would win in a fight. Now, I ended that with a joke about how the hero of Korodai technically has powers that no other Link possesses and has more experience than most of the other Links, and therefore would likely win. Of course, that was a joke, but it got me thinking. If I'm including the hero of Korodai, shouldn't I have included the hero of Dynasties, or the hero of the Crypt? And then that's when it occurred to me, there are way more Links than I thought there were. So, I'm doing this, in which I will be adding all of the Links, which I feel like I forgot, and the only real requirement is that I have to think that they possess the hero's spirit. Now, the previous time when I did this, I was simply just ranking them, like, 13 to 1. Now, there's nothing that I can really do, because the list's already made. So, I'm going to be changing this from a ranked list to a tier list, which makes things a lot easier to work, given the already existence of the majority of the list. We've got 9 new contestants this time, and let's see which Link would win in the fight. The Ancient Hero. We don't know a lot about this guy. All we really know is that 10,000 years before the events of Breath of the Wild, he defeated Calamity Ganon and sealed him away for 9,900 years, which is pretty impressive. We don't know what race he is. A lot of people speculate that he's either Zonai or Lome, although he has features neither of which races possess. Yeah, we really don't have much about this person, but he clearly has achieved almost as much as Breath of the Wild Link, but we really don't know enough to put it as high as him. C tier. Okay, while I do think everyone should have a fair advantage in this fight, 1, we know almost nothing about this Link, and 2, he's a Picori, just step on him, dead, just like a bug. I was unsure if I should count the way the hero of the Crypt only moves during music as part of his character's abilities, but it makes things more interesting, so I'm going to. So hypothetically, if the hero of the wild were to jump off a cliff and go into bullet time, then the hero of the Crypt would be completely stuck still while everyone else is just slowed down. On the other end of things, if the hero of Time Link were to have played his ocarina, then he is the only one who can move because everyone else is frozen, yet he moves whenever music happens. Even then, I feel like the cons way outweigh the pros, and I can't rank him any higher than F tier. Again, I was joking last time, the hero of Korodai is not getting anywhere in this fight. Sure, he might have been in 2 different video games, a whole TV show to himself, and an episode of Captain N the Game Master. But guess what? He is so idiotic and weak that he wouldn't get anywhere in a fight with the actual people who have achieved things. I refuse to rank the hero of Korodai any higher than F tier. Ravio, being the low rule version of Link, has a direct opposite personality to Link, as all the low rule versions have. Ravio's main thing is that he is a coward because Link is courageous, being the opposite of him. So, obviously, he would probably flee in terror from the fight happening, seeing as there are, like, multiple godlike beings fighting each other. But, if he were to actually fight, he has a large variety of weapons, and some of them are very unique to his game in particular. He's also a pretty good capitalist, but that doesn't really help with the fight, does it? I'm going to put him at the top of F tier, but I'm also going to rearrange things so that F tier isn't overflowing, and I'm going to put him in between the Hero of 4 and the Hero of Spirit. Okay, I know, it's just a theory, a game theory. Termina, much like Hyrule, are also opposites of Hyrule. I believe that Cafe is Link's Termina doppelganger, like you see a ton of throughout the game. So, why do I think this? 1, Link goes from a child to being an adult, and Cafe goes from being an adult to being a child. 2, their character designs look almost exactly alike, and the differences that they do have are literally the exact same differences that Link and Vavio have in A Link Between Worlds. So that's just about as much as my theory has to it, but also you get to play as Cafe at part of the game. So I feel like there is just enough evidence that Cafe is a hero. Now, he doesn't really do much, he just spies on the Curiosity Shop guy, and then he goes through a dungeon. So you actually get to see him in a dungeon, not really a dungeon, it's more of a minigame type thing. But you do get to see that he is pretty good at puzzle solving and stuff like that. So, if he hypothetically did have a sword, I feel like he'd get pretty far. But then again, he'd have never used it before, so I'm putting him at the back of B tier. The Hero of Dynasty is the closest thing we have being added to this list to one of the 3D Zelda heroes. He has just about the same skill set of that of Skyward Sword Link. He is stronger than a lot of the other Links, but I honestly don't know where exactly he should go. But I'm certain that the Ancient Hero deserves to be ranked higher than him, so I'm going to rank him right behind him. Alright, if you're a Zelda fan and you know exactly who I'm talking about right now, you're probably a little bit too into this. Like, maybe you should, take a break, absorb some other kind of fiction. Maybe, live in the real world for a second. This is the Hero Travelers, or simply known as Traveler, from the Majora's Mask manga. He is sarcastic, and he uses his abilities to make Majora dance a lot. And then he danced so much he died, and the world destroyed or something, and he carved his armor into the Majora's Mask and then tossed it into the abyss. The Zelda mangas are really hard to read, but that's what I think happened. So yeah, he's strong and smart enough to have defeated Majora, so I'm ranking him this high. From the Hyrule Historia manga, we have the Hero of Historia. This person was imprisoned for telling the world that Ganon would come, and then years later Ganon did come, so they had to let him out of prison and make him lead their army. And he got helped by a goddess and the giant Loftwing. And they fought Ganon, and then he got hit, and then the Loftwing helped him. And then he used the Master Sword to raise Skyloft into the sky, and then he died. Or I think that's what happened, because the Zelda mangas are very, very hard to read. It's like the author does not know how to connect a speech bubble to the person reading it. It's already hard enough to tell my brain that I have to read it backwards. Anyways, the goddess had fallen in love with him, and they said that they'd reincarnate whenever Hyrule was set in danger. And so because this hero is the original, I feel like everyone would have a great amount of respect for him, but he really doesn't match the highest ranking of the heroes, but he would do pretty good in the fight. And that's it. Here's the completed list. And now I'm done until I inevitably realize that I forgot that one character from that one manga or that one singular line of dialogue, and I have to redo the whole thing over again and try and come up with more things to add to the list to make it more interesting. See you next time!